Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
So we are still here at Meadowbrook at the Centennial talking to Mr. Jack Barry, who we know is quite the golf writer. He's been around for at least over 50 years, right, Jack?
Yes.
And there were some interesting things. You know, nothing is sacred in this world now with Google. So before I came out here, I did a little search on Jack, and I learned that you were quite influential in getting women allowed to go into the locker room at Augusta National. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, that was back when I was president of the Golf Writers Association, and we had a couple of young ladies, especially a couple of Texans. It was Melanie Hauser, who is now the secretary of the Golf Writers Association, and another gal from Houston that I don't quite remember her name, but they were not permitted into the locker room at Augusta. Now, like Melanie covered pro football in Houston, she had no problem getting in the dressing room, and I knew that in baseball and hockey had all changed, and the Masters was the only one that was on the outside. So I wrote to Hord Harden, who was the head of the tournament of the Masters at the time, and explained about all these other professional sites and tournaments and so forth, and that women were in, and they're professional and they're golf writers, and that they should be in too. And it was not a big there was no big hurrah or anything, or yelling or screaming or anything like that. And they said, yeah, that makes sense. And so they got in and have been ever since. The only thing is, not only the women nor the men get to go to the champions locker room now, in the upstairs in the clubhouse at Augusta.
But you've been there, right, Jack?
No. That's only the green coats get into the Masters, into the champions locker room. So, but I've been in a few others around. They're not exactly the same as the baseball or football or hockey or anything. They're not changing clothes. These guys come. That's the way they come to the golf course. That's the way they leave the golf course. They don't have a uniform that they go and take a shower or anything like that. So that's not a big problem. Although I saw the Faraday show with Terry Bradshaw, and when Terry Bradshaw was doing some naked scene.
That would be a sight.
and Matthew McConaughey, it was some movie, and Matthew McConaughey was in it. So that does not happen in the golf locker rooms.
Well, I understand, Jack, that you also have a special parking space at Augusta.
Well, I did. When I covered 43 Masters tournaments, and when Billy Payne, who is now the head man at Augusta and has done a superb job, he is so public awareness and everything. Well, he was the head man when they had the Olympics in Augusta, and he's an attorney in Atlanta, and not the Olympics, not in Augusta, they were in Atlanta, and. But if they ever get back, I'm sure that they're still playing golf, they'll play at Augusta in the Olympics. But anyway, if you've covered the Masters for 40 years now, they get a Lifetime Achievement Award, and you get a spot in the front row of the media parking area at the tournament with your name on it and everything. Hot dog.
Wow, I'm impressed, Jack.
Well, in all my years of covering sports, one of the most important things is a parking space to get in before the crowd, and so that was very much appreciated. They've done, the Masters does everything top. No, there's nobody in. There's no 1A. There's only one, and then there's 2 and 3 and 4 down below them. So they do a super job, and I always enjoyed myself there. And a terrific place. As I've said many times before, I love golf because you go, well, John Walter, who was my predecessor at the news, I said, you go to so many nice places and meet so many nice people. So, well, that's right, John, that's correct.
So, Jack, can you tell us now that you've been covering golf for so many years, what do you plan to do in the future? Do you still have an interest in covering golf? Are you still going to keep your hands on it, or?
Are you kidding? Do you see this? GLSP, Art McCafferty. I do a ton of golf for Art. We've just done a long series with Art Hills. Went down, saw him and Steve Forrest down in Ohio, and I've done a ton. I am very active. I do an awful lot of interviewing for Art, and I'm very proud of what we've done, like with Mike DeVries, who's a great course up in Gray Walls up in the Upper Peninsula, and the Kingsley Club, and all the other things he's done. And we've done a lot with Jerry Matthews. I've been very active.
Well, good. Well, Jack, we look forward to seeing your face on camera more.
Okay, thank you, Phyllis.